You wanted to see my full vanilla cake recipe with an in-depth tutorial? So here it is. This is part 1. The first thing I'm going to cover is that you want your ingredients to be at room temperature. There are so many benefits to your baking with room temperature ingredients, but it's too much to cover in this small video. If you'd like a more in-depth video on this, let me know. So here I'm just adding some warm water to my eggs and setting them aside. Now we're going to prep all our pans. There are lots of other methods of prepping your pans and I've tried them all, but this is the easiest way to do it and it works every time. For accurate measuring of your dry ingredients, you're going to need a kitchen scale set to grams. Using a large bowl and a sifter, we're going to measure out our dry ingredients. Add your flour, your cornstarch, baking soda, baking powder, and salt. Sifting your dry ingredients is an absolutely vital step. This will aerate the flour, which helps with the lighter, fluffier crumb. It also allows all the leavening agents to be evenly distributed, which helps the cake to bake more evenly in the oven. Now grab your kitchen scale again and set it to grams, and we're going to measure out all the wet ingredients. Add the butter and oil to your bowl, then measure out 332 grams of sugar. Now with a hand mixer, you're going to whip this for about 3 to 4 minutes until it's light and fluffy. This is how it should look. Now we're going to prep the eggs. I recommend cracking your eggs into a glass bowl so that you can check for any shells that may have gotten in there. We're going to add 1 egg at a time and thoroughly mix in between until it's fully incorporated. In this video, I'm making a double batch, and that's why I have 6 eggs rather than 3. This is how your batter should look at this stage, nice and fluffy. Next, add your 1.5 tablespoons of vanilla. You can use clear vanilla or any other vanilla that you like, and mix until fully incorporated. Adding a small amount of vinegar to your cake has a lot of benefits. The acidity in the vinegar reacts with the baking soda, which helps the cake to rise, resulting in a lighter, fluffier texture. It also weakens the gluten in the flour, which creates a more tender crumb. For this recipe, you need real buttermilk at room temperature. If not room temp, just microwave for 30 to 40 seconds. Now add about 1/2 cup of your buttermilk to your wet ingredients and mix it in with your hand mixer. Now sift in about half of your dry ingredients. You're going to gently fold this into your batter until just combined, which will prevent overmixing. Now pour in the remaining buttermilk and fold that in until just combined. Then sift in the last of the dry ingredients and fold in. You don't want to use a hand mixer for this step because it's very easy to overmix this batter and develop too much gluten, which will give you a weird gummy texture to your cake. Now evenly distribute this amongst your pans. This recipe is for 3 6-inch pans. You can use a kitchen scale or you can just eyeball it. Now we're going to bake it at 335 degrees for 35 to 40 minutes. When you can insert a toothpick into the center of your cake and it comes out clean or with a few crumbs, it's done. This recipe makes a beautiful fluffy cake with a delicious flavor and a nice fluffy crumb. Come back for part 2 where I show you how to stack and crumb coat it. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.